You ready? Are you ready, Saeed?
Yes, sure, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Share the Love Sundays. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome. If you're here, say hi in the chat. We can't wait to see you today. And don't forget to ask questions if you have a question for our guest. We'll check in with you guys as we go through.
Okay, Saeed, can you tell us what your channel is and what it's all about, when and why you started it?
So first of all, hi Julia and hi Lucy, and thank you so much for inviting me again to be part of this amazing show. So the first time, I think it was like a year ago, I guess, approximately, and now it's the second time. And I'm very happy to be with you. And I just want to tell you congratulations for reaching 1,000 subscribers and more.
Thank you.
Your channel is so amazing, and I'm sure you make everyone's days when they watch your videos. So I just want to say this.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Yeah, really, that means a lot.
I know your videos make my day when I watch them, so I'm sure it's the same for everyone else. So.
That's so nice to hear. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. So basically about myself. So my name is Said. I'm originally from Lebanon, living now in Bordeaux in south of France. My YouTube channel, first of all, I created my blog about 3 years ago. It wasn't a YouTube, it was just a website, called Wanderer Footsteps. And my main idea was that I wanted to share experiences of my life, not really about traveling. Like, I don't share touristic stuff. It's really mostly about the experiences we live. What do we learn through our experiences? I was on a spiritual journey. I wanted to share many things in my life with other people. And this is how I launched my blog. And 2 years later, I thought it was when the first lockdown during COVID, like last March. I had like 3 months off from work, and I thought this could be an opportunity for me to launch my YouTube channel. I've always wanted to do videos to share everything I'm learning with people, and this is how my channel came to be. So same name, Wanderer Footsteps, where I share lots of subjects, as you know, actually. So I do book reviews, movie reviews, like every book or movie where I learn lots of lessons about life. And also I share life lessons that I learned through my spiritual journey, through experiences I had in my life, and travel experiences. It's really a bit of many things, let's say.
Oh, that's lovely. And let's see, we're going to just have a little look in the chat, Saeed, to see who's here. Hi, Dave and Kathy. Hi, thank you so much for joining us. Hello. Hi, my husband who's across the pond. I'm in the UK and he's in Arizona at the moment. Miss you. Hi, John. Hi, which is Lucy's dad. Hi, Omar far away. Hi, Anita. Thank you for joining us from Holland, from the Netherlands. So we are really international. And hi, Molly from America. So
hi, Molly.
Lovely to see you all. Please say hello to us if you're in the chat. And Lucy was saying beforehand, she's got to keep nipping about because Layla is playing up a little bit at the moment, being Layla. Bless her.
She's absolutely fine, but she's had a little bit of medication, which makes her want to drink more, and therefore she keeps needing to go to the bathroom. So if she needs to go, I need to go.
No worries.
Okay, Saeed, since we last spoke to you a few months ago, you have begun publishing certain videos on YouTube, like online presentations about self-healing and reinvention and other similar topics. And can you tell us why you began doing this and why you began doing it, and a little bit more about this new part of your channel?
Sure thing. So basically, I have been doing many videos on my YouTube channel, like normal videos. However, I have a small story to tell, but it's a story that I told many people, and I think it could inspire people. It's one of the experiences I had in my life that showed me that really everything happens for a reason, and all you have to do is really to let go, to trust the universe or God or karma or whatever you want to call it, and everything will fall into its place. So about 8 months ago, I had a bit of a difficult situation here in France. It was connected to some paperwork and stuff. We're not going to go into details, but the thing, I had to stop work for some time, for many months, let's say.
Right.
In the beginning, I was really sad from what happened. I wasn't expecting this to happen, you know. And but at some point, I thought, I always believed that everything happens for a reason in life. And I thought that the universe is giving me a chance, is giving me time. I've always wanted time to do stuff. So why not seize this opportunity? Let everything, all the problems handle themselves in a way, and let me just these few months where I have no work at all time for myself, do something I've always wanted to do. Because other than the videos I do, I've always loved to do online presentations. I already did it before many times in front of hundreds of people. I just love to be in front of hundreds of thousands of people and talk. It's a big pleasure for me. And this is where I discovered, I don't know if you know the Internations community. It's like a huge international community. It's internations.org. There are people, organizers in every country, in every city in the world, basically. So I'm one of the organizers of Internations in Bordeaux. But we used to organize like events where we go to a bar, language exchange and stuff like this. During the lockdown, Internations moved to online events. So because I stopped my work completely due to this problem, I went into Internations and I saw there are many online events. And this is where I got into contact with some of the organizers in London, in Geneva, and Brussels. And I told them I want to do online events where I speak about different subjects. And this is where a certain journey began. The first event I did was a virtual tour of Bordeaux, which was a big success. And since this virtual tour of Bordeaux, I began receiving, I mean, you cannot imagine the number of messages from different organizers who want me to do events on their groups. Like I arrived to a point where I had to refuse like a request because I didn't have time. So during these 6 months, I was in a very difficult paperwork situation, but at the same time, I completely forgot about it because I had like 3 to 4 presentations to do per week. I used to stay until 2 or 3 in the morning to prepare my presentations. And so I did virtual tours about different countries. I talked about self-healing. I know perhaps you saw the video because I have multiple sclerosis. I know if I said it before. And I'm on a journey of healing myself from it. I believe in self-healing. I talked about reinvention, about different subjects. And these 6 months showed me a potential I didn't know about. And this potential was, I saw it because of all the feedbacks I used to get. Like after every presentation, I used to, for many days to come, I used to receive messages of how much people loved my presentations. And it's like it got me a new path. So just tell you now, everything is fixed for paperwork and stuff. And it was fixed literally when I completely let go, because I believe when you trust the universe completely, this is when you let go completely, you don't think about your problem anymore. And this is where the solution will come just without even thinking about it. So in the most unexpected way, the solution was here, everything was fixed. And now, because I discovered this potential, I'm on a new journey to creating my own business in a few weeks, actually. I will be working where I work now at the wine museum, but I will be creating my own business, which is traveling and coaching. And also I met through this journey many people with whom I'm collaborating to create new getaways that will be coming soon during the next months. So just to tell you that everything that happens, even though it might seem difficult in the beginning, or can always, I mean, I've always believed that bad and good are just the two sides of one coin. It depends on which side you decide to look at. So this is why on my YouTube channel I had these online presentations. I've done like 25 or 30. I didn't publish all of them on YouTube. I published some of them, but yeah, this is the story of my online presentations.
Wow. That is wonderful, and it's so inspiring because we can't always, when we're in the middle of something that seems bad, you can't always see the bigger picture. It's only with hindsight that you can see that led to this, which led to this, which left me in this great position. So it's a great reminder, to take a step back sometimes when you're in something that you think is bad and try and see that bigger picture.
Yeah,
I love that.
I do too. And in the chat, Omar Faraway says, "Oh, what wise words. Let the problems sort themselves out." And Molly Make says, "I totally believe everything happens for a reason too. the universe knows we are just here for the, sorry, I've got a little light clicked for the ride. And then Omar Faraway goes on to say, you are so passionate about your work. Yes, it really shines through, and it does inspire us all.
And if I want to add something, it's like whenever you are in difficult situation, but even if you are trusting, it's like you receive signs, you know, like at some point, just to tell you this small example, it was a Friday, I remember a few months ago, and I was expecting a letter, you know, concerning this paperwork stuff. So I received the letter. I was so anxious. I opened the letter. It wasn't what I expected inside. So to be honest, I felt sad, you know, because I thought like, I mean, why didn't I receive what I want? And just 30 minutes later, I participated in an online event where I wasn't the speaker. I was just listening. And there was a poetess who from the US who was reading a part of her poem where she said, if you didn't receive what you want today, it just means you will receive it when the time is right. And it was as if it was literally a message for me, a sign that I will receive what I want, but it wasn't for today. And yeah, I believe we all receive signs from the universe. We just have to look out for them.
Yes. And I think sometimes, like in this day and age, particularly, we're so used to having everything instantaneously. Like we can press a few buttons on our phone and get almost anything we want delivered the same day. And we're not used to waiting, maybe like people were a few generations ago. So it is a good reminder that actually there are some things that need to happen in their own time, and we just need to let go sometimes. Exactly. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Saeed, with regard to your travel, because you know one of the reasons you started your channel was as a sort of a travel vlog, and you did a lot of traveling on your own too, and so that you could meet new people. How do you think that traveling has changed you? And you've talked about how this other event has changed you. How has the travel changed you personally, do you think?
Yeah, so basically the first trip I've ever taken was to Paris. It was like 12 years ago. I went to Paris to study, actually. So I stayed in Paris for about 3 years approximately. It was the first time I meet people from different countries, because the university where I was in Paris, there were people from different countries. And it was so amazing to just get to know different cultures, to get to know different backgrounds, to see how we are all rich through our diversity, how beautiful diversity is. This is why one of the reasons I love solo traveling, that I mean, I love traveling with friends and family. It's something amazing. But solo traveling for me is, first of all, is because I learned to know about myself better, what I like, what I don't like, to challenge myself. And most importantly, when I'm solo traveling, in a way, I am forced to meet other people. Yeah. And unfortunately, we live in a world where, you know, through the media and the news, we feel as if we are all segmented, like, you know, as if we are segmented by nationalities, by countries. And when you force yourself to go to the other people in solo travel, this is where, you know, we are all alike, actually. We are all human beings, and all other things are just like, I mean, they don't really exist. We invented, in a way, borders and everything. And this is why, for me, solo traveling is really important. It always shows me the beauty of diversity, and meet people, and yeah, to get to know all these different cultures. It's so amazing. And I've always said it, it's like nature, you know, if you look at nature, every tree has different leaves, you know. I mean, imagine if all nature had, like, all trees had the same kind of leaves, it wouldn't be beautiful as it is now. It's the difference between the leaves that makes it beautiful, and same thing for humanity.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's
I love that. Yeah. And I think that, you know, that's one of the things that we've found through doing YouTube as well. You know, we talk about two different countries, or many different countries sometimes, Britain and America. But what we find so often is that everything that we say, it's different sometimes, but each one is just as valid, and each one is just as beautiful. It's not like one is better than the other. It's like, it's so interesting to see how different countries have their own personality,
different opinions, different cultures.
Yeah, it's wonderful, really. And like you say, that's what makes life interesting.
There's some interesting things going on in the chat. I'll just go back to Dave and Kathy Hyde. Kathy and I are around 70. Over our life, we had many issues that would arise that shook us all up. And as we look back, they weren't all that major, and we don't even think about them now. So going back to what you said earlier, and then Molly says, yes, I'm 52, but yes, I've had some scary things too happen in this life so far, but somehow things do settle down amazingly, like an ocean, rough and then calm. Yeah, because you can't expect life just to be, you know, calm and go on at one level all the time. There are ups and downs, aren't there? And
exactly, and this is how we learn, actually. So
yes. Yes, if life was too easy, we wouldn't really learn from it. It would be nice,
yeah.
but
yeah, we'd never grow and develop, and
very true.
yeah,
it'd be nice sometimes.
yeah, for sure. So recently, Saeed, you took a bit of a break from your channel. Can you tell us about that and what effect it had actually on your channel and on yourself?
So it was about a month and a half ago. I went to Lebanon, to my country, basically. It had been 2 years and a half since I've seen my family, my parents, and my sisters, and because of different reasons, you know, from COVID, I was postponing my trip, and it had been 2 years and a half since I've seen them. So I decided to do a surprise for my parents. I planned everything with my sisters. They were not aware that I was going to Lebanon. And you know, before going, I thought of like preparing 4 or 5 videos and to schedule them to be published automatically when I'm in Lebanon. But then at some point I thought, like, I mean, I'm going to take a break, you know, and I want to really take a full break, you know. I mean, life is going to continue going on without me publishing these 4 videos, you know. It's not like the earth is going to stop turning. So I
Stop
thought,
everything. He isn't releasing videos anymore.
So I thought I really want to take a complete break because it has been 2 years and a half that I'm in France. I'm very happy in France, but I needed to just let go of everything, to take a setback, to see everything like from a different perspective, to be with my parents, not to worry about anything else. So I remember like 4 days before I leave to Lebanon, I had many ideas for videos. I just put them aside. I said, I'm not going to do it. And I will just take a break from YouTube to really enjoy my time. And there's this quote, because I read once where it says that whichever your work is, every now and then you have to just look around you, because it's life actually. So even if you love your work a lot, but if you don't look around, life will pass and you won't feel the time passing, and you will one day look up and see that years have passed, and you know. So this is why I really wanted to enjoy my trip to Lebanon. I can tell you I enjoyed it a lot. I saw my friends, my family, my parents were, well, I mean, they didn't even believe, like, they were touching me, like, are you really here? You know, it's like, yeah, because I promised my mom to go back to Lebanon for Christmas and New Year's, you know, like in a few months. She was not expecting me to be there. And it was so emotional, and yeah, it was really good. And when I came back from that, and the thing, yeah, when I was there, I had so many ideas for new videos to do that I didn't have before. It's like when you take a step back and you let your mind relax, I think it gives you more ideas, you know. Your productivity is much better. And I was always writing the ideas I got, and now I'm gonna work on them since I'm back to Bordeaux. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And the photos tell the story. I've seen your photos on Facebook, and everyone looks so joyful. He looks so happy and relaxed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wonderful. Do you feel like refreshed, like now you've got even more excitement now to do your YouTube channel now that you've had that break?
Yes, I have a lot, and yeah, so you just tell you, I'm the most unorganized person on earth, because it's like so you see this notebook, this is how I write my ideas. I have many papers inside it. I have like these are the ideas for my YouTube channel. I mean, I tried many times to use all the applications where you write the things you want to do. It never worked for me. I love to smell paper, and whenever I need an idea, I just search between all these papers to find the idea that I wanted. But I love doing this. But all these are like ideas for coming YouTube videos. I just have to,
So don't lose that book, Saeed. Don't misplace it. I mean, that would be awful.
This is gold, actually.
Oh.
Shall I read? Omar Faraway says, one of my lessons to the school children in my care, we all are different on the outside, but the same on the inside. Otherwise, your parents would take the wrong child home each night.
Sometimes that is tempting, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Easy.
I love that. That's so true though, isn't it? Like when you do travel, you do realize actually we're all so much more alike than we are different. You know, we all love and laugh, and you know, we all have values that are quite similar. And yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about travel, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so so you say how travel has changed you. How has your experiences on your channel changed your viewers' perceptions? Have you had some really nice comments or feedback from people, you know, whether it's from your travel vlogs and your advice, or whether it's from your more philosophical videos? Have you had some really endearing comments from people?
Yes. No. I mean, if you look at the videos I did in the beginning of the video, so now there's a big difference. I mean, after all, we all evolve, you know. I mean, and but the thing is that, you know, the comments that touch me a lot. Like one day, I remember I did a book review. I'm not sure which book it was actually. It was a few months ago. I published it on my YouTube channel, and a month later, I received a comment from someone who wrote that the next day he had an exam about this book. And my book review helped him actually for his exam. And you cannot imagine how happy I was, because I mean, this is my purpose, you know, it's to really see that what I'm doing is helping people in a way. So you can't imagine how happy I was knowing that my video helped a person his exam for this book actually. In addition to all this, when I was doing all these online presentations, there were like literally hundreds of people
just looked at the door.
Sorry?
Sorry. Amazon just knocked at the door.
Oh, okay.
Maybe jump. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. So basically, and with all these online presentations I was doing, because there were like hundreds of people that would watch the online presentation from different countries, you know, it was on a Zoom meeting, just like what we're doing now. And I feel that what I was doing on my YouTube channel, it gave me experience to how to express myself during live events. So I evolved, I know more how to talk, and also these live events I was doing, I learned more and more how to speak in front of the people, and they are also helping me for my YouTube channel. In addition to all this, I received many, like just tell you, 2 weeks ago, I received a call from a person who has a travel agency in the UK actually, who who saw me through one of my online presentations and who saw my YouTube channel, and she wants to collaborate with me to organize trips for in the south of France, where I am now in Bordeaux. So this is one. The second one is also a person from Portugal. I think you've seen, I did an interview with her. Her name is Henya, actually, on my YouTube channel, From the Art of Travel. And yeah, she's a great coach, actually, and she organizes getaways for people, 3 days, 4 days for coaching. And we met through the online presentations and through my YouTube channel. Now we're organizing actually a getaway in Italy in 2 months approximately, all about coaching for 4 days in Italy, to the east of Italy. So I think YouTube taught me a lot, you know, and it helped me meet lots of people like you for example, you know, like Julia and Lucy, one of the best meetings, and also like KG and Claudia. Like I have friendships. It's a very amazing community, and thanks to YouTube I was able to do all the online presentations also and meet more and more people. And it's like yeah, you know, just have to go with the flow, and people are gonna attract people that will help you on your path.
That's wonderful, because you're not just talking about, oh, I'm just, you know, looking at the number of subscribers or views on your video.
No.
You're actually talking about growing your channel and your whole life and lifestyle, you know, from that and from the other experience, which is far more valuable, isn't it, rather than just looking at the numbers, which we do all do. We, you know, we can't wait to look at the statistics. So do you still, are you still a little bit, you know, because the statistics part of it is all quite wonderful, you know, you can find out all sorts of information. Can you stop yourself, keep checking the numbers, or do you manage to stay?
No, I mean, I do check, but to be honest, since I began doing all these online events, like YouTube was a bit secondary for me, because for that. But now I'm not doing any more online events, especially since there are no more lockdowns. I mean, people were watching online events because they were at home, but now everyone's out. So so even if I do an online event, I don't think there will be hundreds of people like there used to be in the past. But of course, I am happy when there are more subscribers. But as I told you, it's really the lessons I want to give. Actually, this is the most important for me.
Yeah, so if that is how you measure success on YouTube, rather than the numbers and would it be nice?
Yes, I mean, because I have a different view, you know, because I have in my mind the idea of starting my own business. So YouTube is gonna be a way to starting my business, but it's not my business, you know what I mean? And it's gonna be like in a few weeks, I guess. So
so will you be telling us more about your new business through your YouTube channel? How can we find out more about that? And how can we find out more about your channel and your blog? How can we find out more?
To be honest, for my business, I still have to figure out a few things. This is why I didn't start it yet, and also some paperwork here in France to, you know, because I'm gonna keep, now I'm working in Bordeaux in the wine museum. You know, Bordeaux is known for wine. I'm gonna keep my job there because I really love my job there. So my own business is gonna be a secondary thing for the time being. I'm just waiting because there's this coach here in France. He's a French coach who traveled like everywhere in the world, and he helped me a lot. Like, he's not coaching me, but he's helping me in many ways. He takes me wherever there are big events, and I speak with people with him at the same time in front of people. So I'm just trying to really clarify what my business is gonna be about before launching it. So I cannot tell you about it now, but there will be, of course, a video about it when it's done.
We'll just have to get you back on, Saeed.
Very soon. And I'm also thinking about the name, you know, like yesterday I was talking with a friend of mine, if I keep the name of my channel or if I change it in a way, you know, yeah, there's also the thing about the name. If I invent a French name, because I'm in France also, there's the thing about, yeah. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, you're definitely living in a beautiful part of the world, so you're very fortunate, and yeah, that is an absolute gorgeous part of the world. A good choice on where to live.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's a very great city. Bordeaux is really amazing here.
Yeah.
Do you ever find it difficult, Saeed? Like you mentioned, you've got this going on, you're collaborating with this person and that person. It's also exciting. Do you ever find it difficult to concentrate on so many areas? Do you have to prioritize one thing one day or something another time? Like, what advice could you give someone who has a lot of different things going on? Does that make sense?
It is difficult. It is difficult, and I mean, we have limited time every day. You know, per day we have 24 hours a day, so we cannot just invent and add more hours to our day. So this is why I remember this coach I used to talk to, who used to help me. He gave me a lesson one time. He told me, Saeed, you should, this expression he used, cut your darling. So as far as he explained it to me, he told me there are many things you are going to want to do, that you are going to love to do, but you're going to have to let them go, put them aside, because you don't have time to do everything. You have to just choose few things, and at the same time should not forget about your social life. So this is why I was telling you I went partying yesterday and I came back home at 9 in the morning today.
Hello everybody. Saeed got in at 9 a.m. in the morning, and he looks now. I mean, I would not have recovered in that time. So congrats.
It's like I woke up 2 hours before this interview. So
Thank God you did.
I would have missed it. But the thing is that it's always important for me. The main thing is to keep the social life. Not forget about your friends, about your family, about going out, going to a museum. It is so important. You know, social life is so important. Otherwise, you're going to have a burnout. And the idea is not to stress and have a burnout, because all these are going to create disease in the future. This is not the idea. So I do what I can do, and if I see some things that I would love to do but I don't have time for them, I just put them aside and I continue without them. I think this is the best thing to do.
That's wonderful advice. So just to go back to the travel thing, I just seen in the chat there's a really good question from Dave and Kathy Hyde, who do travel vlogs. They say, we visit your channel, haven't seen a lot of it yet, but we will going to see more. We would love to see some videos of Lebanon. We hear so much, but we don't really see a lot. Have you got some footage that you took over there, or are you going to do a virtual trip there? Or I know you've just been, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, I've done a virtual tour of Lebanon like a few months ago when I was doing online events on internations. I guess I published it on my YouTube channel. I guess I did. It's on my YouTube channel. But concerning my trip, the thing is that I had this dilemma when I went to Lebanon. So I was always publishing on my Instagram stories. I was publishing like every hour. But I had this dilemma because, you know, on Instagram stories, you take the videos in a portrait, you know, with your phone. For YouTube, you're gonna have to take them on the phone. And the thing is that I was there to have fun. So I was like, I mean, I'm not going to spend my time turning my phone like this for Instagram, turning my phone like this for YouTube. And this is where I thought, like, I'm not going to do a video. I mean, I'm not going to do a real video on YouTube about my trip to Lebanon. I might use soon, like everything I did as Instagram stories, do like a compilation, let's say, of shots and videos, but as stories, you know, on my YouTube channel. But I didn't really take the time to create content for complete virtual YouTube video, because I wanted to really enjoy my time. You know, I didn't want to just spend my time taking pictures and taking videos. But there will be videos coming up with my Instagram stories. And as I told you, I think I published the virtual tour of Lebanon that I did on international somewhere on my YouTube, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Well, we look forward to seeing that. So talking about destinations, where in the world would you really like to go, given the choice of anywhere? Where would be the next place you'd want to visit, and why?
No, I've always, so as a destination, normal destinations, I've always wanted to visit like Latin America. I've never been there before. Italy is a country that I love a lot. Like, Italy is a country where I visited 3 times already, and it's like I just love this country because I speak Italian also. I do guided tours in Bordeaux for Italian tourists. So yeah, I just love Italian culture. And the last trip to Italy was like 2 years ago, just before the Corona thing. I went with my sisters to all the Amalfi Coast, you know, to Sorrento, Napoli,
beautiful,
Capri. It was so amazing. But if I want really to choose a destination now, I mean, I would love to go to you know, to Mongolia, to all these countries where I can really sit with nomad people and just listen to stories. I think we live in a world where we are telling less and less stories and hearing less and less stories. And it's so, I just love to sit with people all night and tell stories. And I'm really anxious to go to a country with a very different culture, you know, to the Far East, let's say, and just sit with them and listen to their stories day and night. So this is something I would really love to do soon. It would be such an amazing experience for me. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
It would be amazing to go somewhere with a completely different culture, something that you've never experienced before, and just to watch and listen and like learn and observe. It would be fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we've got some people in the chat that we haven't said hi to. Hi, Ryan. Hi. Lucy's husband. And Ryan is a guest next week?
No, I think it's Tony next week.
Sorry. Oh, Tony next
Tony's
week. Oh, the week after.
Burger 88. Oh, I know some of you were missing him because he was going to come on a few weeks ago and we had to rearrange. So Tony's next week if you want to meet Tony. Gaming channel. And then Ryan, my husband, has just started his he's blogging his marathon training. He wants to do a marathon in January. So if anyone's interested in that, that will be the week after.
Okay. Thank you for putting me right on that. And
we've rearranged the schedule a few times. So.
yeah, just a few times.
Oh, and Sean's here as well, the sensational Jen.
Hi, Sean.
Hello, Sean. Hello. And Canva tutorials for Like It or Not. Hello. And
thanks for joining us.
Maria Eugenia Abru.
Actually, she's the one from the Art of Travel, with whom I did the interview. This is Hania, and the one I think you commented on the video on the interview. I with her. She's the one. She's the coach actually from Portugal.
Oh, wonderful! Thanks for joining us.
I'm so starstruck. I love that video.
It's so cool with these live interviews because people in the chat sort of chatting with them, between themselves, and they go and check each other's channels out as well. And don't forget, if you haven't done so already, Wanderer Footsteps, the link is in the description. And please give the video a like if you're enjoying yourselves. It'd be much appreciated. Okay, so what are your short-term and your long-term goals for your channel? So, Saeed, how do you see things in the near future, and how do you see your channel going and evolving even further?
So my priority for the time being, so I already have all these ideas I got when I was in Lebanon concerning new subjects and new content for my YouTube channel. And the thing is that now I have a clearer idea of what I want to publish. I have been publishing different kinds of videos that I like a lot, but now I have a clear idea of what, in a way, I'm meant to publish, if you want. This time I spent in Lebanon and all the live presentations I did, I saw what people like the most when I speak in public speaking. So I have a clear idea. So I'm gonna let's say my channel into not a different, but there's gonna be more of a certain type of subject on my channel, which is like life lesson and coaching, let's say. And moreover, my priority is to redo all my website also, because my website has been as a blog site, wonderfulstuff.com, for 4 years now, but I want to include many different things on my website. So this is my priority, let's say, for the time being. Link it to my YouTube channel so that every time I publish a YouTube video, that will be published immediately on my website. And this is going to take a lot of time, because I can tell you I'm not a web developer or anything. I created my website just by watching a tutorial on YouTube. It took me a month, and this is how I created my website, and it's been running for 4 years now. So I have a lot of work to do on this website, and I'm going on TikTok. Actually, just to tell you, I have been on TikTok, but it was like a test, I tried, I created many accounts and then deleted them. I was testing and deleting, testing and deleting. We live in a digital world, so you can just create an account and delete. I mean, it's not that much. And I feel that when especially in French, and this is something I noticed, I began publishing, life quotes and life lessons in French. I received a lot of traffic on TikTok. On my French part, and I think I see that there is a potential. I might be continuing on my YouTube channel, videos in English and also videos in French. This is an idea I have in my mind. If I see that there is traffic and potential for also to have a French audience, So this is something I wrote on my papers here. To have a French section on my YouTube channel, since I'm also living in France, I mean, whatever business I'm going to create is going to be in France for the time being. So this is the idea for the time being. Yeah.
Do you think there's, oh, sorry, no, you go ahead.
No, I'm not, I don't necessarily know if one idea is better than the other, but just out of curiosity, have you considered starting a separate channel for your French audience and then a separate one for your English speaking audience?
I mean, I had this idea in mind, but the thing is that I'm not sure which one is better, Lucy, honestly, because I didn't
don't
try
know.
both of them. To be honest, I have no idea which one would work better. Perhaps I should check some channels that have both languages to see how they do, you know, because I didn't try it before, so I really don't know how it might work or might not work. You know,
and our friend Claudia might be a good person to ask, Claudia Ramirez, because I know she was doing Spanish and English as well, so she might have some thoughts.
Spanish, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know she was doing Spanish videos. I only saw her English videos, actually.
Yeah, a while ago she was doing Spanish and English, and I think now she might just be doing English, but she might have some thoughts that, you know, might be helpful.
Yeah, I see with her.
Yeah.
I see. I'll check with her.
Saeed, do you think there's a pressure? People feel that they should do their YouTube in English because, you know, so many people kind of, I don't mean more people in the world speak English, but it seems to be that, you know, like a lot of songs are in English and lots of, you know, movies are in English. Do you think there's a pressure to actually put your YouTube channel out in English? You know, it must be so difficult if it's not your first language, you know.
I think I mean it's not a question of pressure, it's a question of I mean everything's in English, so we're gonna do it in English, you know. It's like the first idea that comes to mind, I think. But from what I learned from TikTok, because I had 2 accounts on TikTok, one in English and one in French, I was publishing the same thing on both, but like one in French, one in English. So on TikTok, like every day, I was getting 15 to 20 new followers. However, on the one in English, I was getting like 2 to 3 per day. You know, and the thing I noticed is that it's true that the whole world speaks English, but when you choose a certain language, you know, I think you can get more traffic. This is something I experienced.
Right, because there's less competition. Yeah, maybe less competition,
exactly,
and more need for it. Yeah.
This is
it. Yeah, it is interesting. Yes. Yeah, very interesting. Just to change the subject slightly, I see Canva tutorials and by Like It or Not have asked, have you actually ever visited the United States?
No, never actually. I would love to. Actually, the thing is that when I was living in Paris like 8 years ago, after I finished my internship and I got my diploma, I applied for a visa and I got my visa to the US. I was going to travel. It was the first time, but then like something happened. I couldn't find work in France, and I was in a way forced to go back to Lebanon and you know, and stuff. And this is how I canceled my trip to the US, even though I had my visa. And since then, I mean, it's still on my bucket list, but you know, I came to Bordeaux. I had my studying to do with the coronavirus and stuff, but it's still on my bucket list. I would love to go there.
Yes, yes.
But if you ever find yourself in Arizona, you have to let us know.
Of course, with great pleasure, of course.
Don't go in the summer, it's too hot. Oh dear. So let's talk a little bit about your movie and book reviews. Are you still planning to go ahead with those, or are they going to be books particularly on the sort of more like the sort of self-improvement or spiritual side of things rather than novels? What do you see for your book and movie reviews?
I think there will be a bit of everything. I love reading books, and now I'm reading this book. If you haven't read it, it's called The Street of a Thousand Blossoms by Gail Tsukiyama. She's a great author. Actually, it's the book I read by this author. So I love her books a lot, and I think in every book, I mean, even if it's just a normal story or if it's a self-development book, you can find lessons about life. So, and this is a normal story book about a family. It's not self-development or spiritual book, but I have lots of places where I know the verb to use. It's like the paper. I bend the paper. I bend the pages. You know, it's like, because there are lots of life lessons, and this I do this because in order to talk about them during a YouTube video to come after I finish the book, because yeah, I love reading. It's one of the most beautiful things for me. Just every night, just to sit on my bed and read for like half an hour. And also, as you said, Julie, for the movies, because I'm always looking for movies that have some, even they are underrated movies, have some meaning inside them. You know, I love all the movies where with horses and the countryside and stuff. Like I watched The Horse Whisperer a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I love watching these movies, especially one. You know the movie? You've seen it?
Yes, I have. Yes, lovely
We love
movie.
horses too.
Yeah, great movie. And the thing is that I love these kinds of movies because they remind me that they show people who are living in nature, in the countryside, in a simple way, but they are happy. So these movies always remind me that you can always be happy with simple things. You know, we don't really need everything to be happy, you know. So I think there's very beautiful lessons in these kinds of movies. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And yeah, and it just gives you such a good feeling, doesn't it? And it's a good way to relax and just really enjoyable. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. But you were going to say something, Lucy.
No, I was just thinking, like, I'm so glad you're still going to do your book reviews and everything like that, because you always say things that, you know, they just sound like they're going to be so inspiring, and sometimes things that you maybe wouldn't have heard of, or, you know, things that aren't like the mainstream, you know, it's quite interesting. So I'm glad you're still doing those.
So do you consider yourself like a philosopher? I mean, you love the subject of philosophy. How did you get into it? And is that still one of your passions?
I consider every person on earth is a philosopher, because from the second you are thinking and you are having your own idea about any subject, about the table you have or about the furniture, you basically, it's a kind of philosophy. So I consider every person on earth is a philosopher. And but my spiritual path, or let's say it all started, I'm gonna summarize it in a bit, 12 years ago, when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when I was in Paris. And this is where a friend of mine offered me a book called The Secret that talks about the law of attraction. And I began discovering everything about the law of attraction. At the time, it was just a book for me. I was reading it, you know, I didn't really apply it to just a book. But then you feel that when you go on this path, in a way, the universe is like when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. I believe in this. And in a way, the universe began sending me messages. Like one time, it's a funny story. I was watching this series called True Blood. You know, it's all about vampires and blood and stuff. Nothing to do with spirituality. However, in one of the episodes, they were talking about something called Gaia and stuff like this. So I went online, I researched Gaia, and I found out that it's in the Buddhism, there's Gaia, like Mother Nature and all this stuff. I bought a book called Dharma Gaia. I read all about it, and it taught me more about the law of attraction, about meditation, about the secret and stuff. And this is how I went into my spiritual journey. And just to tell you, I've seen things manifesting in front of me. And especially for my healing, like for my multiple sclerosis, I've been controlling it through my the law of attraction. You can't imagine how self-healing is through, actually. And yeah, this is how it all began for me.
That is fascinating that you are using it to help, you know, stave away the effects of multiple sclerosis. I mean, is it mainly the meditation? Is it positive thinking? How would you describe how you've done that? Because that is absolutely amazing.
I think most of the diseases, let's say, in the world have stress is the origin of most of the diseases, you know. And if you read, I mean, I'm not the one saying them. You can go see Wayne Dyer, or for example, Anita Moorjani. She's a woman who was diagnosed with cancer and she was about to die. You know her story, and she was cured like just before dying. She had a near-death experience. There are lots of stories of self-healing in the world. And the thing is that to just forget, like for me, like now I'm talking about multiple sclerosis, but it's something I completely forget about. I literally don't think about it. I don't give it importance, you know. And when you let go of something, you don't give it importance. I mean, we are the ones who give importance and let things and diseases control us more and more. Should be diseases or anything, you know. If you have a person in your life that you don't want to talk to, if you continue talking to this person, he or she gonna stay there, you know. The only way is to let go of this person. And same thing goes for diseases. And so what I do is just I meditate. I feel myself completely healthy. I look inside myself, you know. I feel the energy inside myself, and it's something so beautiful. And one day, if you want, so I want to tell you a quick story. Like 5 years ago, I did an MRI. I do MRIs every 6 months, and I was still in Lebanon. Just tell you, there's a whole video about self-healing that I did an online presentation about, and you can find it on my YouTube channel where I talk about my whole self-healing process. It's on my YouTube. So anyway, what happened is that on the MRI, it showed many new, they call them lesions or something, you know, so which wasn't good. So my doctor wanted me to take a new treatment that was much stronger than the one I'm taking, but I refused. I told him, I'm not going to take the new treatment. Give me 6 months and I will do a new MRI in 6 months. Because I knew that at the time I was going through a very stressful period of my life. So I knew that this was because of this stressful period. And for 6 months, I used to wake up every morning as if I already did the MRI in 6 months. And it was completely good. It's like I created the results I wanted before. It's like I created it in the future, if you want. So I woke up in the morning, I say, I'm grateful I did the MRI and everything was good and stuff. And I can tell you something happened to me. 6 months later, I did an MRI and everything disappeared, you know. So this is something I really, and this is one of many experiences I can tell you about. It's so beautiful, actually. So
wow, that is so inspiring, you know, it really is. Because I mean, that's incredible. Because I mean, that's a big thing, and for you to actually turn things around and you know, not have to take the stronger medication. I mean, that's huge. Yeah, so a lot of positive thinking and as well there.
Very true.
I think what we'll try and do is we'll find that video stage and we'll put it as a link in this video too, so that if people are watching this and they want to find it easily, they can just click on the link. So in the future, or now, if it is the future already, we will
try to find it if you want.
So people can find that video, because I think that could help a lot of people with various things, you know, like we hear all the time stress is a killer and all of this, but you don't really compute that, do you? You just think, oh, fine.
I'm gonna look, I just found it. I'm gonna put it in the chat, and here it is.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
The link for the video.
That is brilliant. So if you've got any questions for Saeed on that, or indeed anything else, please you know, type in the chat and let us know your thoughts and feelings about that, or as I said, any other part of the channel.
I think Molly's got a question.
Oh, right.
Molly says, Saeed, have you heard of Dr. Sarno? Sarno? S-A-R-N-O?
No, not really. No, I've never heard of him. Is he like I know, actually, I never heard of him, but no.
Molly, could you let us know who he is?
But I guess he has something to do with self-healing, if she's asking the question.
I imagine, yeah. I don't know. So, talking about stress and everything, what would you say were the biggest? I think. Oh no, I thought it was. Sorry, I thought it was Molly replying. What do you think are the biggest challenges to have, you know, that you've encountered with your YouTube channel, and how have you overcome those challenges? You've talked a bit about some of the things. What do you think the biggest thing is? Is it the motivation? Is it, you know, like sometimes you feel like, oh, it's not going so well at the moment. I'm doing so much. Should I, you know, give it up? Is it that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, motivation, this is one of the things, is consistency. You need to be able to publish every week or every month, or depending on each person, how many videos we want to publish. This is because sometimes we just don't have the time, and we feel the pressure to find time, and we feel tired because of all this. And in addition, well, it's to find also the main subject for the YouTube channel, you know, like what are people liking the most that people want to know more about, you know. This is something, it takes time. And the third thing, as you said, sometimes I publish a video, it doesn't get a lot of views. And I feel like, you know, like why didn't get views and stuff. I was like this in the beginning, but then I learned that, as I told, like this guy who commented a month ago how my video helped him for his exam, you know, it's like YouTube videos are gonna still be here. So when we publish a YouTube video, it's gonna be here in 10 years, 12, 20 years. So perhaps now there's no one who's using it, who needs it. But in 5 years, it might change a person's life. This is what I learned. And this is, it wasn't easy for me to learn it, but I learned it and I feel much better. So I publish whatever I want to publish. And I know one day someone's going to help someone someday.
That's a great philosophy.
Absolutely.
And you know, we've found that, you know, videos that we've put out, they've not done very well and we've been disappointed, but sometimes they kind of get, the subject gets popular or they get shown somewhere somehow and people
Someone
start
will
watching
share it on Twitter or something random.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you should know, I mean, it's human nature to be disappointed, especially if it's something you really feel passionate about and that you think is going to do really well. It is disappointing, but you are right, it's there and it's going to stay there unless you take it off. And so there's always a chance that people are going to find it and get something from it.
And we keep saying, like, even like, say if a video got like, I don't know, like just say like 10 views or something like that, that's 10 potential lives, isn't it? Like that's no small thing. Like you could bring joy to 10 people or, you know, interact with 10 people. It's not like put 10 people together and do a talk to them. You'd feel like you've done something pretty good. So we try and think about it like that as well, you know, like it's quality, not just the quantity of people.
This is it. This is it.
I think there's some stuff going on in the chat now, Lucy, if you want to read it out.
Maria says, love the healing story. That's the right way to create what we want. Great job, Saeed. Absolutely, yes, very inspiring. Canva tutorial says, sometimes you have to go, okay, this is too much for me right now and I need to make a change. Whether that's making a change by taking a full week off or just stretching out what you have. Yes, with YouTube, yes. Very well said. You have to look after yourself whilst you're doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, like, we've worked to the point of burnout, haven't we, Mum? And it's just not entirely healthy.
It is, and you do, and you've got your deadlines and you've got to meet them, and it's difficult, you know. Like when I've traveled to the UK and we were going mad trying to produce material in a really short space of time.
That was wild.
I felt shattered before I got on the plane, I tell you.
Yeah. And then Canva tutorials goes on to say, and yes, on the momentum but showing up later, I had a video I thought was very good and was very disappointed when it didn't work well, but now it has 1,100 views.
Exactly. Everything will come at the right time. So
that's right. It's playing a long game with YouTube, I think. Like it's a marathon, not a sprint.
This is it.
Yes. And Molly says the Sano method for psychosomatic symptoms, Dr.
Well,
Sano.
I will check it out. Thank you, Molly.
Thank you, Molly. Yeah, I want to find out more about that too. Let's see. Omar Farway says, true ladies, I have 203 subscribers, but not 203 views on every video. It's for those interested at the time.
Exactly. And those who are interested are really interested. You know, if you've got, say, 200 subscribers who are just on it all the time and really can't wait for your next video, it's better than having 2,000 subscribers and only a small handful want to actually watch and the rest don't really care. You know, it's you know, the feeling behind it, isn't it? It's, you know, it's not, as we said, just a numbers game, but it's
the
hard.
Quality, as we said, not the quantity thing.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
I think there's inevitably, and it's very hard to avoid, at least for me, like the ego that goes with social media, you know, because there's so much value placed on things like likes and shares and comments, and you know, you have to work really hard, I think, to just let that go. I mean, obviously you want people to enjoy your content and interact with you, but you know, it's not the be all and end all if your video doesn't get a huge amount of interaction straight away.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It will with time.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly. So are you ready to ask the final question, Lucy?
Yes. Well, let's see. If you have a question or a comment for Saeed, now would be a great time to pop it in the chat, and I'll ask him our last question. Saeed, if you could take everything that you've learned so far on your YouTube journey and boil it down into a piece of advice to someone who's maybe thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or someone who has just started their YouTube channel, what advice would you give to someone to kind of send them on their way on their YouTube journey?
Yeah, just so first thing I will tell them is don't wait until you are ready, because we are never really ready. It's just go for it. You will learn along the way. I watch the videos I used to do at the beginning and just laugh and laugh and laugh. I say, like, seriously, this is what I used to do, you know, but this is how I learned, you know. It's like, I remember I used to talk standing up, then I tried talking sitting on a chair, you know. I tried all this stuff, you know. So just do it and learn along the way. Don't wait until you are ready, because you are going to wait until for years and years. And and what makes you happy. This is what we were talking about. If you have something you are passionate about, talk about it. There's audience for everyone on this earth, so you will find the right audience for you, because we live in a world, you know, you see people just inventing stuff or copying other, you know, subjects. Like on TikTok, we see a lot of them just to get more subscribers, and this it's not the idea. The idea is to be happy doing what you are doing. That's the idea. So think about what you are passionate about and just go for it and learn along the way. This is the advice I will give.
Absolutely. Because if you're interested in something, there's going to be thousands of other people somewhere who are also interested in it, even if it's very niche.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
very true.
Exactly. Yeah. Why do it if you don't enjoy it? And if you're passionate, passion. Oh God, I've got two P's. Your passion will shine through, and people will be infused. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And Omar Faraway says, "Oh, I just got a pop up. Isn't that annoying when that happens? Oh my God, what have I done?"
Let me see if I can find her comment whilst you're
Okay,
that.
sorry, it's the family Skype time. So like the grandparents have just pressed the Skype button, so it pops up on my screen.
It says, I started at age 65. Woohoo! What a cool Omar. My grandson said. It's never too late though, is it? It's never too late.
Isn't. It's not just a young person's game. No, it really isn't. And that's the joy of it, when you find out that it isn't. Anyone can do it and, you know, have an audience and have, you know, fun doing it. And I think that is wonderful, because, you know, we all expect, oh, it's just for the young, you know, and but it's not. It's for us oldies too. Yeah.
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 Well, thank you so much for coming on, Saeed. It's been an absolute pleasure as always.
The pleasure was mine. Thank you so much.
Oh, the time has really flown. I can't believe we've been talking for an hour.
I know.
Yeah.
And when you get your business up and running, we'd love to have you back on again to, you know, catch up with the next part of your journey. Yes.
And thank you so much again. It was a big pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for everybody who joined us today in the chat. We really appreciate you taking part and watching. And anyone who's watching the replay, thank you too. And have a lovely rest of your Sunday. And we'll see you next week on Share the Love Sundays. Thanks so